Saying I'm sorry. I'm Papu. Are you listening to the Family and Relationship Podcast? This is what I want us to share for the next few minutes. The difficulty of saying I'm sorry. The difficulty of saying I'm sorry. Now, you can forget everything I'm going to say, but you will remember this, that saying I'm sorry is very difficult, and I'll share with you why it is difficult. We teach our kids very early in their lives to learn to say I'm sorry. And it's a mountain, it's a challenge. Say sorry to your brother, say sorry to your sister, say sorry to your friend. It's a challenge for kids to say I'm sorry. It's like it's a pride, a breaking moment. And nobody wants to do that. One of the evidence that shows that we're born in sin is this inability and this difficulty of joyously saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Adults who are eager to teach their kids to say, I'm sorry, struggle with the same challenge of saying, I'm sorry. Sometimes they struggle to say, I'm sorry to their kids as well. They struggle to say I'm sorry to each other. I've realized and I've observed that in marriage, saying I'm sorry is even more difficult. You know, people can say I'm sorry to colleagues. They can say I'm sorry at work. They can even say I'm sorry at church. But at home, for a husband to say I'm sorry to the wife and the wife to say I'm sorry, and for the parents to say I'm sorry to the kids, it is a challenge. But I think learning to say I'm sorry is a lesson worth learning. And of course, a lesson worth practicing. Let me just share with you a few things that you affirm when you say, I'm sorry. But of course, as much as you affirm, there are also the reasons why it is difficult to say, I'm sorry. Because when you're saying, I'm sorry, you're affirming those things. And those are the things that you don't want to affirm. Hence, you don't want to say, I'm sorry. Because I'm sorry is there's serious and other implications. We're going to look at that. So number one, when you say I'm sorry, you are basically saying I'm wrong. And very few people want to accept that they're wrong. When you say I'm sorry, you're saying I should not have said that. I should not have done that. I am sorry. In other words, if I were to be given an opportunity, I will withdraw what I've done. I would not utter the statements I've uttered. I am sorry. Sometimes you say that on your own without being told. It's like self-correction. You just say it and then you realize, man, this is not right. But on the other hand, you could be saying you are right. Which takes us to the second point. You are right and I am wrong. And you have a right to register your feeling. In other words, what you are saying is right. That's why I'm saying I'm sorry. When a person says, but what you've just said has hurt me, and I'm saying I'm sorry. When I'm saying I'm sorry, I am admitting or affirming that you are right, that my wife, you are right, that my husband, you are right. What I shouldn't have said that the way I said it. I shouldn't have done that at the time and in the manner I did it. So you are saying, when you are saying I'm sorry, you are saying you are wrong for what you have done or said. When you are saying I'm sorry, you are saying you have a right and you are right to register your feeling about what I've said. Thirdly, when I say I'm sorry, when you say I'm sorry, you and I want you to listen to how I'm going to express this, and I'm going to explain later on. I did not intend to hurt you, but I recognize that you are hurting. I did not intend to hurt you, but I recognize that you are hurting. That's why I'm saying I'm sorry. I am sorry because when I said this, I was not planning to hurt you, because if I was planning to hurt you, I would be celebrating now instead of saying I'm sorry. But see how, listen again how this is articulated, how this is expressed. I'm not saying I did not, I'm not saying I recognize that you are hurting, but I did not intend to hurt you. No, that is incorrect. Any expression, any sentence that coming after but is the one that should be listened to. It literally becomes the main one. So I must start with a statement that must remain in your mind. And this is the statement: I did not intend to hurt you, but I did not intend to hurt you, but I recognize that you are hurting. I recognize you are hurting. but I did not intend to hurt you. If you put it like that, you're giving yourself an excuse. But if you say, I did not intend to hurt you, but I recognize that you are hurting. So that statement, I recognize you are hurting, becomes more important than I did not intend to hurt you. But if you just say, I did not intend to, I recognize that you are hurting, but I did not intend to hurt you. So your intention now cancels the fact that one is hurting. But if you put but between I did not intend and recognition, then that means the recognition is more important than my intention. So the but does not give you a valid excuse. It could be a reason, but it is not an excuse. It doesn't justify what you have done. You can't say I recognize, but I did not. So that in other, you are saying you shouldn't be hurt because that's not my intention. Even if it's not your intention, recognizing that one is hurt is important. Another point is when you say I'm sorry, you are saying I won't do this again. Listen, you may do it again, but at the moment you are saying I'm sorry, you are realizing that I am not planning to do this thing again because I'm not going to be saying I'm sorry all over again. If I did not intend to hurt you, there's no way I'm going to do this. Now I'm aware that this hurts you. Of course, there's room for mistakes later on, but the fact that you are saying I'm sorry, it says that I'm not planning to do this again. I won't do this thing again. Now you see why this is a pride-crushing exercise. I'm sorry. We struggle here, right here, simply because what we are affirming, and this is the problem. For example, in the last one, you know you're going to do this again, so you don't want to say I'm sorry because you planned it. It was strategic, so you refuse to say I'm sorry because saying I'm sorry is putting you in a corner. It's putting you in an awkward moment. It is actually now forcing you to commit to the fact that you won't do this again. All right, so that's why it is a challenge to say I'm sorry. How do you make I'm sorry possible in your relationship? How do you make I'm sorry something that we are able to do? You do that when you value your partner, when you take your partner seriously and don't take your partner for granted. It is easier to say I'm sorry when you love someone, when you want to be kind to someone. It is easier to say I'm sorry. But if you don't have a love for someone, saying I'm sorry, it's going to be very difficult because you meant to hurt that person and you are reveling, you are happy, you are excited that he's hurting. But if you value your partner, if you love your partner, your spouse, it makes it easier and possible to say I'm sorry. You say I'm sorry because when you value somebody, you listen to that person attentively. You listen. That's why you could say I'm sorry. It's because you are listening, active listening, and not just ready to answer, to respond, listening. And then as you listen, you can even hear the feeling in the words, and then you can know that I've hurt my partner. When you say I'm sorry, it is a sign that somebody has been listening, and usually we listen because we value the person we're talking to. You're saying I'm sorry. It's possible to say I'm sorry when you have a commitment to a relationship. And here it might look like, it might sound like I'm repeating what I said earlier on when I said value your partner, but it's a little bit slightly different. In a relationship, if you want your relationship to thrive, if you want to have a happy relationship, so you say I'm sorry because you want to salvage your relationship. You want a relationship that's going to be functional. You see, when you say I'm sorry, you're making sure that your relationship does not become toxic. Toxic relationships are relationships where I'm sorry is never uttered. So when you're saying I'm sorry, you are detoxifying your relationship, making sure that your relationship is at a happy place. It is at a good place. So I'm sorry creates an atmosphere where demons want to run away. So demons don't want to be in a place where people can admit when they are wrong. So why do you say I'm sorry? Is it possible to say I'm sorry? Yes. Why? When you enjoy God's acceptance. How? When you enjoy God's acceptance, when you know that God has accepted you, when you know that God has forgiven you, if you can say I'm sorry to God, that empowers you to say I'm sorry to your partner. You are able to say I'm sorry to your partner, to your spouse, to your wife, to your husband, because saying I'm sorry to God empowers you to do the same. If I say I'm sorry to God, I ask God to forgive me. in most cases, God must forgive me because of what I've done to you. Now, if I can approach God, it's easy for me to approach it because God expects me to do that. Do you see what is happening? So if I hurt you, I must apologize. I must ask God to forgive me. If I ask God to forgive me, I'll have to come and ask you to forgive me because that's what God expects me to do. But in most cases, the reason why we struggle to say I'm sorry, it is because we don't even admit to God that what we've done is wrong. So I'm sorry. When I say I'm sorry, it is because there's peace in my heart. There are no obstructions in my heart. There are no impediments in my heart that make me have hiccups and not be able to say I'm sorry. So if you're struggling to say I'm sorry, here's my question. What is obstructing that? What issues are you having in your heart that make you not to say I'm sorry? Maybe you don't love this person. Maybe you don't value the person. Maybe you're not even willing to listen to the person. Maybe you don't value the relationship. So you know what you need to do. I'm sorry. Having difficulty to say I'm sorry could be an indication that there's something big that is rotten somewhere in the relationship. May God help you to see that so that you can have a home where the mother can say I'm sorry to the father, to the husband, and the husband to the wife, and the parents to the kids, so that kids can learn also to say I'm sorry and grow up in a culture where to say I'm sorry is not wrong. Where to say I'm sorry is not a sign of weakness. Where being vulnerable is not seen as a weakness. Go ahead. You've just listened to the message. Go say, I'm sorry. Let's see. You're not going to die. Just say, I'm sorry, honey. Go say it. And may God bless you as you do that.
The Marriage and Relationship Podcast was brought to you by Dr. Papu. Dr. Papu is a devout Christian leader, an inspirational speaker, and an experienced pastor who has worked with couples for the last 35 years in his ministry. You can record and submit your questions to Dr. Papu by following this link, www.anchor.fm/Dr. J. Papu. If you'd like to have private consultations or counseling sessions, please send your email to drpapuonline@yahoo.com. That's DRPAPUONLINE @yahoo.com.